Okay, so here we have a Rev video. So this is gonna focus more on the Hassan clip. And more than likely also going to focus on the response to Hassan, because Hassan has been getting fucking cooked on Twitter. He has been getting cooked on Twitter for this. It is absolute cinema. It is peak. My favorite was Smugalana's reply to one of Hassan's tweets with the classic bunny meme. It was tear. It was tear, as the kids say these days. But yeah, I am very, very excited because we're gonna be pointing out some stuff about Hassan here, chatter. Right? We're gonna be pointing out some stuff.
Hey, what's up, guys? Riff here. So in this video, I'm once again talking about the game Pragmata, which is causing a lot of discussion on social media. This discussion has included a lot of crash outs that we'll see in this video as well, but there's also a lot of people enjoying this game, and the proof is in the numbers. In fact, Pragmata has now sold over 1 million units in the first 2 days of its release.
Very successful, and you love to see it for a new IP.
Focusing on a spacefarer named Hugh and his android companion Diana, who are fighting off a AI that is trying to take over their space station as they're trying to return to Earth. This game has overwhelmingly positive reception, and a lot of people are looking at the dynamic of this game between Hugh and Diana, a sort of father and daughter wholesome relationship, and it's sparking something wholesome in them, a need to protect. Some people even feeling inspired to become parents themselves. Something.
Yeah, dude. Personally, for me, like, I really enjoyed those sort of dynamics. I think it's a very wholesome, and cute dynamic that media will do. Like, he had Clementine in Walking Dead. You know, certain anime do that as well, like Spy X Family, Buddy Daddies. Um, there's one that I'm forgetting the name of. Uh, the name is escaping me right now. And there's also one that just came out recently. That's uh, The Adventurer's Grind at, I think, 30. The Adventurer's Daily Grind at age 30 or something like that. I finished watching that, and it was also pretty good. Right, it's like this, father daughter dynamic, right? This, 30-some-year-old adventurer finds um, a little girl. He takes her in, and it's very wholesome, right? Like, she doesn't want to cause trouble for him. She wants to stay with him. And, it's a very, very, very cute and wholesome dynamic. And I think Pragmata is the latest example of doing that dynamic, and it's very, very inspiring, right? I think that those sort of dynamics in media really do awaken that paternal instinct, right? You want to protect, and you want to have that yourself, right? You want to have a child.
Truly beautiful, but as this quote points out, this has also sparked a lot of anger from projecting miserable people on social media. This game and your reaction to it has become a litmus test of who you are as a person. Because on the one hand, people are seeing this and they think it's very wholesome and fun. And then there's those out there who are trying to pervert and demonize this game. And
It's really funny because this whole, like, idea of Diana being, like, sexualized or being some sort of weird PDF bait That was started by the detractors. Nobody was talking about that shit until they brought it up. Like, they see kids and they can't get sex off their mind. It's so weird. It's so bizarre. It is the weirdest shit ever. It is a very, very interesting dynamic that they have. Like, I just don't understand it. How do you see a innocent child father dynamic and your first thought is sex? Weird projection. Show me that hard drive.
That has to do with the concept of a happy family. Once again, you
The
are
horror.
seeing
That's
evil,
right. That's
looking
right
at
wing
something
propaganda.
wholesome and pure, and trying to destroy it. And you know who's really mad about this concept? Hassan Piker. Hassan Piker saw
My
the
goat,
concept
Hamas Pickles.
of a happy family and really just wholesomeness, and he is crashing out. He is
As commies tend to do. You know, the commies aren't the biggest fans of, the nuclear family and such, right?
projecting so hard, and it seems very personal, as we'll see. But of course, he's mad.
Cut him
this
deep.
Game features
Cut him
not
deep.
only a fun experience, something that Hassan is allergic to,
Yep.
but also it has that wholesome relationship. And as you can see, the numbers are panning out. Nearly a 95% overwhelmingly positive rating on Steam, and a ton of players
Good
are
lord.
enjoying this right now. And a lot of it has to do.
I'm gonna go pick this game up, chat. I'm gonna pick it up. All right, I'm gonna buy the game. We're gonna play it on stream with Tank Show. It's gonna be good. We're gonna play it on stream with Jeremiah. It's gonna be awesome.
With the character Diana. A lot of people are looking at this character and they think she is adorable, and they think the relationship between her and Hugh is something very positive and
Dude, I saw I'm pretty sure Rev might show the tweet here because it kind of went viral. But it was from I want to say Nick Tech. I want to say that was who it was from. But he was like sort of talking about how Pragmata did the whole father daughter dynamic, and that Diana's very, very cute. And it was a clip of Diana like playing with a globe, and it was so wholesome. It was so cute, because that's literally what children would do with that's literally what children do with a globe, right? Like, you see a globe, you start spinning the shit out of it, and it is just very, very wholesome, right? It's very wholesome, and I mean, yeah, dude, like, I don't know, it's such a bizarre thing with I guess psychology, right? Like, you see that, it's like, damn, I want that. I want to have a little whippersnapper running around fucking with the globes and shit. Sounds awesome.
wholesome. In fact, it is considered by many as a psyop by the Japanese to make people want to have more kids and to grow their families.
Did see that.
And well,
if it is, that would be the greatest psyop ever. Like, that would be fucking tier.
on the Japanese side of Twitter,
And he
we're
did a
seeing
good
just
job
that,
of it,
right?
man. Y'all remember
We're
the
seeing a
McDonald's
lot of
ad?
wholesome reactions. People saying stuff like asking if you have kids, is this what it's like every day? And some people are saying, yeah, it's like this every day. It's fun. And then people saying it's stimulating a fatherly instinct that never existed before, and it feels like they might want to have kids now. All these wholesome things. And then there's this artwork like this that is wholesome and funny. You have the android trying to confirm that they are in fact not a robot, not working out well. But on the Western side of things are very toxic.
No.
And
No, don't take me to the West. Leave me in Japan. I don't want to go.
many such cases. This has been the reaction. I talked about all of these examples in my previous video that I uploaded earlier today. People trying to demonize this game and the character Diana.
It do
not
be like
only
that.
Making incredibly weird sexual remarks about this character that, by the way, is not sexualized in any way in this game. But they're also demonizing people who are enjoying this game or find it wholesome or want to, replicate such a wholesome dynamic in real life. They are demonizing them, calling them predators, among many other things. It is insane levels of projection and just morbid behavior. And, you have people asking related questions. People are stunned at how Capcom just released the most adorable game in history, hoping for more Dad Simulator games. And how are people so mad about this? Well,
because people on Twitter are miserable. They are fucking miserable, man. They don't like fun. They don't like anything wholesome, cute. They don't. Especially the nuclear family. I think at its core, this is a big attack on the nuclear family, right? People don't want to see a wholesome Chungus relationship between father and daughter. And maybe give me my tinfoil hat for this one, chat. Give me my tinfoil hat for this. Okay? I'm gonna tell you guys why I think people hate this sort of shit so much. Because if people start wanting to have more babies and they have this image that babies and having a family is this wholesome, great experience, then what happens with abortion? It becomes a little harder to defend, right? When you humanize the babies, it becomes a little harder to justify tearing them apart with metal hooks. Giving them the old injection in the spine.
Ask yourself who is mad. It's people on the western side of Twitter.
Classic.
You have to keep in mind, these are the same people who were frothing at the mouth over this Japanese anime ad for McDonald's featuring
I remember
the
that
family. Like, people were getting
that was fucking hilarious
on them over this. People were literally tearing their hair out in anger over a wholesome family dynamic, because apparently that is so devoid from our media these days. Traditional happy families, happy relationships between parents and children.
Yep.
That it makes these psychopaths, these fatherless psychopaths, crash out on Twitter. And man, I wonder who's really upset about this game Pragmata.
My hero Kami?
All the tropes contained within it. Hassan.
Hey!
Hassan
Hey,
has
my
been on
goat!
a total crash out. He saw Pragmata.
I hope he doesn't shock Kaya over this, man. The dog ain't doing nothing wrong.
And the reaction to it, the positive reaction, and he joined the mob that is angry about it. Just listen to his reaction.
In one emotional moment, she gives him a crayon drawing of the two of them together as a little family. Even
by the way, side note, the crayon drawing scene is very fucking cute. That is so wholesome, Chungus.
streamers who say at the start they didn't want kids end up breaking down happy in tears. So what's really interesting about this is all of these unfuckable losers in the gaming sphere always talk about like starting families and stuff. And I don't understand like why this has become a thing that they care about. Like, if you're a gamer, you should care about things that you actually experience. You should care about things that you actually enjoy, right? If you're
well, some of us have standards, Hassan, right? We might not have been with the woman, but at least we have enough self-respect not to pay for sex at German brothels, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm the crazy one, maybe I should start paying for sex at German brothels. I don't know.
You're
Give me a break.
Gamer who has never been around a woman and will
Hassan cannot talk, bro. He should not be talking like this.
Why do you care?
The fact,
why do you care about?
But let's put the fact that
like
he's completely dissing his entire fan base here.
Cheetos. If they change the recipe of hot
Unk,
Cheetos, if they change the
you
recipe,
paid for sex at a German brothel.
Dr. Pepper or something, and you fucking
allegedly.
That makes sense, right? Like, that's precisely what your life is.
Give me a
about.
break, bro.
But as far as like LARPing about starting families and whatnot, this is something that I never understand. It's just,
you know why? Because you're almost 40. and your secret girlfriend is also almost 40. And she has publicly said that she does not wish to have children. That's why you don't understand it. That's why it is something that even to you, Mr. Rizzler, Mr. that guy, Mr. Bro Tips, it is something out of your reach because the woman you are with does not want your children. TikTok, you're running out of time, buddy. This guy's like 35 or something.
This doesn't make any sense to me because
bro is old.
It's just not something that you're gonna
Guy's
experience ever for your life, for the rest of your life, right?
Dude is so miserable. This is one of the most miserable human beings I have ever encountered in my life.
I know.
Let's be honest with ourselves here. Like this
what
guy
communism
is
does
almost
to
40
you,
years
chat.
old, and I don't say that like how many people do. Like he's pushing 40, like he's ancient, but like you are getting into the later stages of life, and it's clear Hassan has this very worldly view of life. He wants to live for the
chat. Fun story. So I have a friend, and she teaches dance class. She works at a school she does like one of those like after school programs at a elementary school, and she told me a story about how her students which if I remember correctly, I think she said they're like I want to say 6 to 9ish, I want to say. When they found out that she was we were I think 18. Yeah, 18. Yeah, cuz she's 18. They said that she was old. They called her old at the age of 18. She's unk. She's ancient. That shit's crazy. Kids are fucking brutal when they want to be, dude. This is the funniest shit ever. And now imagine someone like Hassan. This guy's ancient. This guy's pushing 40. Bro's old. Bro's unk. Bro's washed up.
world. He wants to live for numbers on social media. He wants to live for attention.
Could not imagine it, dude.
Luxury and all those things. This is not the guy you look to develop something that is going to be a lasting legacy, like a family, like children, like something that will live beyond you.
Yep.
Hassan lives for himself. So this idea of...
Yep, he doesn't want to be outshined, man. Yeah, crazy, maybe crazy take, but I think he's just afraid of being outshined by his own child, right? I think that's why he hates the idea of a happy family so much. Because he wants to be the center of attention. He wants to be remembered, right? He wants to leave a legacy. He doesn't want his legacy to be outshined.
Of a happy family, especially a father and child being presented, of course he is going to crash out and have an absolute meltdown over the idea. This is just expected. And it's so funny seeing him go off about all these incels and these losers who are not engaging in intercourse in any sort of a way. This is
It's funny when the majority of his audience are Redditors. Like, you're talking about incels, buddy. That's your fan base. That's the fan base you've cultivated. A bunch of leftist extremists that spend most of their time watching your stream, watching a bunch of other crazy leftists. And they spend their time on Reddit and moderating subreddits and shit.
The guy who
Come on,
famously
man.
went to a brothel, presumably to pay for intercourse. Like, this guy, despite his looks, his wealth, his success, still has to pay for women. Like, that is tragically embarrassing.
Tough, man.
And he's just an
tough.
overall...
That's tough, man. Can't lie. All right? I might be a quote-unquote incel, but at least I still have enough self-respect not to pay for sex.
miserable person. Like, why would he want to have a happy family? He's not even happy with his dog. He shocks his dog. He can't
Poor
even get
Kaya
along
catching
with a
strays
dog
for no
who
reason.
literally just sits there for 8 hours a day.
10,000
That's too
volts
frustrating
for
him
what?
to deal with. So, seeing a happy family, of course he doesn't want that. He's all about his career. And there's another reason why he's so upset about this. There's a very clear reason. It's because of his girlfriend, Valkyrie. Yeah, for those who don't know, this is his girlfriend, a very popular streamer. Now, of course, they're...
How old is Valkyrie, by the way, chat? Isn't she also like 35 or something? Getting to that age.
relationship is one that is hidden because these two like to continue to convince their audience that they're available. They want their audience
Funniest
to think that
shit
they're
ever,
single,
dude.
that they have a chance with either Valkyrie or Hassan, which
is kind of interesting, by the way. I would love to know what Hassan's demographics are. Because I'll be honest, chat, I don't think, or maybe, I don't know. You know, I guess Hassan could be, objectively speaking, he's a decent looking guy. But I don't know if a lot of women are watching Hassan, chat. I'll keep it a buck. Keep it a bean. So either there's a lot of homosexualities in his chat, or maybe I'll be surprised and there's a surprisingly high percentage of women watching him. I don't know.
you know, it's your life, your choices, but I will say this, it's pathetic, okay? I love my wife, famously, okay? You can see it in the leaflet, put them in the box video, okay? It was even featured there, okay? I will shout from the rooftops that I love my wife.
Yeah, and literally isn't Rev's name on Twitter literally just Rev says I love my wife? Isn't that his Twitter name?
Unashamedly. And yet Hassan, he has to find a hideout. We are different, ladies and gentlemen. We are different.
Honestly, it is bizarre. Personally, I think the relationship between Hassan and Valkyrie is completely, I would say probably business or monetary, because, I mean, they're probably getting something out of it. I don't know. Maybe they're, like, benefiting from each other. I don't really know, but, I mean, it's just such a strange relationship. I don't know.
Agreed. But going back to Valkyrie, yeah, there's a reason why this stings extra for Hassan, because Valkyrie has expressed publicly that she has no intention of having children.
I've gotten over it. I'm probably never having kids. It is what it is. I'm probably going to play video games for the rest of my life. I'm probably going to be as hot for as long as I can.
Like, this is such a, I don't know. It sounds so miserable and narcissistic.
And I'm probably going to keep making money in the best ways I can, which is like doing commercials and shows. Like, that's probably what's going to happen for the next like 40 years until I die. 40
years? You're 35. You think you're going to be looking attractive for 40 fucking years? Yeah, you must think very highly of yourself, ma'am.
And I think people are just going to keep being mad at me about it. It is what it is. I don't know, man.
The tragedy of modern...
Tick tock. Alright, chat. All I'm saying, these a lot of these modern day feminists love to say that they don't want children, that they don't want any of that bullshit. But then, once they get up there in age, that menopause hits, they ain't able to have no more kids, and suddenly, they want the kids. And what happens? They become old, lonely cat ladies because they can't have children. They substitute the children for cats. Happens every fucking time, man, I'm telling you.
Feminism, ladies and gentlemen, convincing women like Valkyrie that hustling and grinding and your career is more important than having a family.
Good
Look what happens.
Lord.
Imagine hearing your girlfriend saying that she never wants to have children. You're just stuck
Critical
there,
hit.
that she's married
That's crazy,
to the
buddy.
career basically, and also has to basically hide you in the background because, well, the money's more important than being proud of who you're with in terms of a relationship. Absolutely brutal.
Crazy work.
And then you add in the time factor here. Oh, I mean, this isn't mean. This is just an observation, ladies and gentlemen. There is a time lapse here. There is a clock running. In fact,
Yep.
this meme has been used many times when referring to Valkyrie, and she does not like it, not one bit.
Bro, like, you post a selfie, like a girl posts a selfie, if I do, and one of those incel accounts will post my photo.
Incel accounts. I love it. I love it so much. Chat. Should I add incel to the Twitch tags? I think I'm gonna add incel to the Twitch tags. For the next stream, I'm gonna add incel to the next in the Twitch tags.
With like a dumbass, like the rabbit with the clock, and be like, Cinna's eggs are gonna dry out before she ever starts a family. Do you consider this success? And then like,
It is biology.
Respond and hate on it, like bot accounts will to bump the interaction.
I mean, what else do you use to describe this situation? It is literally the embodiment of this meme. It's right in front of us, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, bring it back to Asmongold. Asmongold recently has been talking about traditional marriages and traditional families, and that one day he hopes to have one, even if he feels like he may not be able to do it, but it's something he desires. And I guess, well, maybe this is having an extra impression on Hassan recently, who wants to always be...
Chat. Kirsha might be in. Kirsha might be in, boys. There's hope yet for the Foxu. Chat. There is hope yet. This ain't copium no more. It's hopium. It's hopium, chat. There's a chance. We might be in business.
The polar opposite. Who knows? But the one thing I do know is that the crash outs and the weird comments about Pragmata have continued. People are making insane claims like this, saying, I don't like the way you guys talk about children like they aren't toys. Referring to someone seeing this game and its wholesomeness and basically saying, I want to start a family myself. Well, there's a proposed note because we're not talking about anything real. This is a video game. Okay, so this is literally not a human. This is a game, and
which is, I mean, even the comment doesn't really make any sense either way. I mean, what part of a guy tweeting out, "I want to start a family," suggests that the child is being viewed as a toy or something like that? You jumped so many steps in logic there. It is crazy. I would love to hear the thought process of how you arrived to that conclusion based off that one statement.
people are seeing a dynamic in a fictional setting and saying, wow, wouldn't that be very fulfilling in real life? So when they're talking about Diana, they're talking about Diana the character, not a human being. So the fact that you don't know the difference is very odd. Then you have people again.
These people don't know how to
All that's
distinguish
happening here
fiction
is
from reality.
a fully
I think it's a
clothed
well-established
Diana
fact.
is dancing, and this projecting weirdo says, "This character design creeps me out. Why does she look like a doll? Why is this blonde child with a blowout running around barefoot? I have not yet played the game. Is this expanded on in the plot, or is it just to be eye candy for creeps?"
Projection, buddy. I don't know what to tell you. That's just projection. Like, when I see Diana, that is not the first thing that came to my fucking mind, bro. That is just pure projection. I never even noticed that she was fucking barefoot. Pure projection, buddy.
Again,
I don't know what to tell you.
Very weird projection right here. It seems like
show me
you're
your
making
cloud,
some very
buddy.
weird
Show me your cloud
observations
storage.
about something that is
How many
completely
terabytes
wholesome.
you
And
got?
also, like, I'm not even gonna say it, but like, if you're making these observations and jumping to some sort of thought in your mind, I think again,
very
you are
weird
projecting. You're
behavior.
just telling on
Very
yourself at this
fucking
point.
weird.
Then we have essays like this talking about childless men and how they do not have paternal instincts.
I saw this tweet. By the way, it is complete bullshit. And I saw like Tim Pool was like defending this shit. It is stupid as fuck. This tweet is just a bunch of myths. It's a bunch of pseudoscience, basically, that has already been disproven by multiple different studies and surveys. I don't know what the fuck this bitch is on about. It is hands down the stupidest fucking essay. It is honestly impressive. And she was so confident in it too. Like, she was like replying to people like, I guess you know believe in biology. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? The shit you're saying is just wrong. It's just factually wrong. There are multiple studies that completely disprove your little essay here.
Way childless women have maternal instincts. You know what? I'm not even going to humor this essay here, because if you scroll down, their argument is completely made up. It gets hit with a note saying research shows childless men experience broodiness and desire for fatherhood nearly as often as childless women, 59% versus 63%. And men, including non-parents, exhibit innate caregiving and protective responses to infants. Like, this had to be said. But people on Twitter are trying to politicize, even use it to back up their desires to be misandrous. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. You know,
men can't be happy, chat. It's illegal. All right? Men cannot be happy. This is why men keep... let me not make that joke. Let me not make that joke.
Responding from
but
tweets.
This is why
like
men are very sad and lonely.
Their
and
appreciation
depressed
for this wholesome dynamic, and that it makes them think, you know, wow, wouldn't this be such a great thing to have in life?
Yep.
What a crime. Like I said, when evil encounters something good and wholesome, they're repelled. They have to destroy it. But anyways,
it's all downhill from there.
That's gonna do for this video. If you guys enjoyed, as always, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, put on your notifications. Gonna be streaming pretty much every day. I've fallen in love with streaming on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. I must admit it. So if you want to make sure you get a chance to show up, make sure you turn on those notifications and keep an eye out. And I would love to see you guys there and see you in the next video as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.
Well, chat, I mean, very funny situation with Hassan, really. I mean, you know, the outrage that this game has caused is just legendary. I mean, just a bunch of fucking nonsense, a bunch of miserable people, a bunch of people self-reporting, you know, projecting. Like, it is, I think this is hands down the funniest drama of the year so far. I think this game's gonna be a Hogwarts Legacy type of situation. You know, I think people just hating on it is just gonna prop it up. The game's gonna be extremely successful, right? I think, you know, people are already like saying that Pragmata is a candidate for Game of the Year, and I completely agree with that. I think Pragmata is definitely going to be up there. I mean, good job. Shout out to Capcom, man, because they've been on a roll, right? You know, Resident Evil 9 released this year, and now Pragmata dropped. I mean, bangers, right? Super successful games back to back. So I mean, it's looking like it's gonna be a good year for Capcom, right? They're getting their money up, not their funny up, and I mean, it's great to see that, you know, new IPs are being made, and there's some passion and creativity behind them. And I saw some rumors as well that Pragmata might be getting like a Netflix show, which should be interesting. To my knowledge, it's not confirmed yet, but I wouldn't be surprised, right? It's a new IP, so I think it would make sense that Capcom would want to expand on it a little. But yeah, overall, very funny crash out from Hamas Pickles. And I mean, yeah, it's just a bunch of projection all around, man. A bunch of projection, miserable people.